prefer to not get in a shootout with them. They've done some of that with big plays, and they accomplished some of that Saturday with big plays. And we all know that in this league, defensively, one of the most important things that we can get accomplished is minimizing big plays. And I would prefer to not get in a shootout with them.
Oh, he's a good player now. I mean, he's going to be a pro player. I think he's young. He's about a sophomore or something, so he's got to – if I was him, I'd just stay one more year and leave. I wouldn't stay around. But he's a really good player, and here's why I think he's a good player. Because he has good balance, and he bounces off tackles. Like I mentioned earlier, if you don't wrap and bring him down, if you just go in and try to knock him down, I have not seen much success there. And he has elusiveness and willing to break away. So he's got the entire package, in my opinion. That's why it'll be a real challenge for us. But Oklahoma had some answers defensively in the second half. And in my opinion, it started with putting pressure on the quarterback. And then it allowed them to help themselves with the run. I'm guessing that that they were, upset, not visibly, but just dejected maybe. But, they pay Sarkisian a lot of money to fix them and get it right this week. So, and he's got a lot of experience, so I'm sure he'll handle them the right way emotionally, kind of what you're talking about.
But if it was you coming off a loss like that, you've had to get kids to bounce back. What's the key? I mean, what's he got to do? What's most important for him to get those guys back?
Well, again, I can't speak for him. What for me is you tell them the truth. That's the way you deal with young people today, in my opinion, is you tell them the truth. This is what happened. This is why it happened. These were the good things that we want to build on. This is the things that didn't work out for us. Here's a plan of how to fix it, and then here's how we're going to put this plan in place to make it better next week. Just tell them the truth. And sometimes they don't always want to hear that, player or coach. But for me, that's what I've learned in being a head coach for a long time is I do the same thing with the staff. I go in there sometimes, I said, here's what I see. This was not good. This was not good. This was not good. I want to know what y'all think. Or the great game plan, good schemes, because I'm going to take notes for next year. So I do that with the players and the coaches. So to answer your question, just tell them the truth. This is what happened. This is where we're at.
Mentality, it's up to them. I mean, there's only so much.
It's the same thing I tell the players. We don't play in the games. You play in the games. You're the players. We're going to give you a plan, and we're not always perfect. We could be wrong, but most of the time around here for 17 years, we've been pretty accurate in what we think we need to do to have success and win a game. But you have to go play. You're the one out there. We're all old and done. So it's all about the team. They have to rally amongst themselves and bring things together and be willing to go play. This will be we'll take about 80 players to this game, and so, it's 52 and a half wide and 120 long, and they get 11, we get 11. That about wraps it up. So these guys have to be willing to compete and play hard and buy into the plan, and Coach Sark's trying to get his guys to do the same thing. We started bringing in good players. I think, if you don't have players somewhat on an equal level, you can win games and the other team be more talented. But as we know, Vegas will tell you if the other team's more talented, then they're going to win most of the games most of the time. So you can win if your talent level on paper is not the same. But you have to have enough good players to keep yourself in a game somehow, which we've done in the last 10 years or however many years, I'm not sure, but in doing that. And then once we were able to win some of those games, we developed a confidence that everything's going to be okay. Let's just go play. And so some of that is a natural progression through confidence and success. And then the other part of it is having enough players that can go toe-to-toe and with them long enough to stay in the game to find a way to win. I don't really remember myself.
In the old days, it seemed like if OSU could just get as good as Texas Tech, that'd be a good thing.
No,
you jumped A&M, and
I wouldn't disagree with that. I wouldn't. I mean, that's fair, but I don't think that I've ever used. I had this discussion last night walking off the practice field. them in a position like that, because the two schools in this league that have national recognition has been Texas and OU. And I've not really ever used them as a game where guys, if we can just do this is kind of who we are. And the reason why is because I have to play a game next week. So we need to prepare and play the very best we can and compete in this game. And then kind of like what we just discussed, like if you have a tough loss, I can't have you going in the tank and then not play well next week. Unfortunately, it's 1 week to week, as you guys know, in our profession. So I haven't really done that. Years ago, I think I did ask them if there was anybody in our room on a team meeting that had a scholarship offer from Texas, and I needed you to raise hands. And I think we had one guy that raised his hand out of the 130 players, and I don't remember who that guy was. And so I said, then you guys owe it to yourself to, play a good game. I don't remember what I said, but something like that.
You get more hands raised the last several years if you do that.
I don't know if we have anybody that's been offered by Texas. I think he was A&M. I don't know if Texas offered him or not.
Green Twins?
I don't know.
Spencer?
I don't think we have anybody. I could be wrong, so don't hold me on that one. I don't think we have. I mean, maybe one of the, I don't know.
Well, you know who was? He made a visit there, Dominic Richardson,
That was TCU.
that he signed with, but he also was offered by Texas.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know that, but maybe he could have. Either way, it's a low. Let's put it this way: it's a pretty low percentage.
Does that help you, motivation-wise?
Well, I mean, that's what we were just talking about. I don't bring it up much. I think that they have respect for Texas like we do as coaches. I think they go play. I don't think they concern themselves with that. I just think they go play.
For more information, you can visit TulsaWorld.com.